You know what's funny about electrical work? You're an expert at creating connections, yet so many electricians are missing the biggest connection of all, the one to your customers. Hi, I'm Leonard Parker from Destiny Marketing Solutions. And if you're still depending on word of mouth to grow your electrical business in 2025, you might as well be using a horse and buggy to get to your service calls. For the next several minutes, I'm going to shock you with some truth about why social media isn't just nice to have anymore. It's absolutely essential for any electrician doing over $200,000 a year. And stick around to the end for my expert tip that will save you hours of work while tripling your content output. Let's be honest, referrals are great until they're not. When was the last time your phone went quiet for a week? Remember that pit in your stomach? Here's the problem with word of mouth. You can't scale what you can't control. The harsh reality is most people aren't passing your business card around on a job site anymore. When someone needs an electrician, they're pulling out their phone and searching online. And if you're not showing up there, guess what? You don't even exist in the conversation. Think about it. If your next job depends entirely on someone else remembering to mention your name, are you really running a business? Or are you running a lottery? If you're watching this and thinking, but my referrals keep me busy enough, ask yourself, what happens when they dry up? Or what about all the premium jobs you're missing because you're invisible to 90% of your market? That's potential revenue walking right past your door. Here's something most electricians don't realize. People are checking your social media pages before they ever call you, just like they check reviews. No social page, no post since 2021. In the customer's mind, that's the equivalent of showing up to a job site with rusty tools and a beat-up van. It screams unprofessional, or worse, out of business. I had a client, great electrician, 25 years of experience, who couldn't figure out why leads were dropping off after they found his website. Turns out, customers were clicking through to his Facebook page, seeing his last post was from 3 years ago, and assuming he had closed shop, he had retired. They literally thought he was out of business because his online presence looked abandoned. If you want potential customers to take you seriously, you need to look alive online. Otherwise, you might as well hang up a close sign on your digital doorstep. By the way, if you're getting value from this, take a second to hit that like button and subscribe. We got tons more content coming specifically for electricians who want to grow smarter, not harder. While you're debating whether social media is worth your time, your competitors are already stealing your customers there. Every day, other electricians are posting their installations, sharing reviews, and building relationships with homeowners and business owners who should be calling you. Have you checked Facebook groups in your service area lately? There are gold mines of opportunity. Every day, homeowners are posting things like, can anyone recommend a good electrician for a panel upgrade or a good electrician in your area? And guess who gets the job? The electrician who's active and visible in that group. If you're not known to that group or to the community online, well, you're not going to come up in those conversations. So you want to make sure to be proactive with that outreach and developing those relationships before people need your services. You're not just missing customers, you're literally handing them to the competition on a silver platter. And the worst part, those customers don't even know you exist. I helped an electrician in the Dallas area who was convinced social was a waste of time. Within 2 weeks of setting up and optimizing his profiles and running a few different social ads, he got a $12,000 commercial job from a property manager who found him through a Facebook business group. That's the reality of what you're missing out on. Social media isn't some optional marketing channel anymore. It's where your customers are actively deciding who gets their business. Now, before you start worrying about needing millions of followers or becoming a dancing TikTok star, let me clear something up. This isn't about going viral or becoming an influencer. This is about local visibility where it matters. You don't need complicated strategies. You need to consistently show up with photos of your work, helpful tips, and professional content that demonstrates your expertise. The truth is, one good before and after photo of a panel upgrade or a beautiful lighting installation can outperform a $1,000 ad campaign. Why, you may ask? Well, because it shows real results that local homeowners and business owners can relate to. Remember, you don't need millions of views. You just need to be seen by that one homeowner or decision maker in your area who needs an electrician right now. That's the beauty of local focused social media marketing. It's targeted, it's efficient, and perfect for service-based businesses like yours. So before I move on, I'm gonna ask you a quick question. What's the biggest challenge with your marketing electrical business right now? Let me know below and I'll personally respond with some tips. The number one objection I hear from electricians is, I don't know what to post. And that blows my mind because if you do a search on any social media website, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, you're going to see so many examples of other electricians and the type of content that they're posting. But what's even more mind-blowing is that you're answering questions and solving problems every single day on the job. Each of those moments is content gold. Take job photos with location tags, quick before and after shots. These are easy wins. Share quick tips like what to do if your breaker keeps tripping or 3 signs your home needs rewiring. These position you as the local expert. Create simple FAQ videos answering questions like, do I need a permit for this upgrade? Questions you answer 20 times a month anyway. Spotlight your team members or do customer shoutouts, but of course ask for their permission. People hire people, not faceless businesses. Here's my rule of thumb. If you've answered it in a field, it can be a post. That's it. Your everyday work is a content machine. You just need to document it. So which platform should you focus on? And I'll do my best to try to break this down simply. Facebook is perfect for reaching homeowners and business owners 35 years and older. The crowd there is definitely skewing older as younger social media users are going over to other platforms like TikTok. Facebook, it's where neighborhood groups thrive and where many of your higher value customers are hanging out. If you're targeting residential work, Facebook is a non-negotiable. Instagram is visual, making it ideal for showcasing your craftsmanship. Before and afters, reels of your work process, and stories that humanize your brand all perform well on Instagram. You have to keep in mind the general vibe of these platforms. Facebook is all about community. So when Facebook just started, it was all about connecting with friends. It actually started where it's only available to university students. So many of those university students, they would connect with their fellow classmates, and then it opened up to where anyone, you no longer needed a university email address to use the platform. And this is where families can keep in touch with each other, especially if they live in different places. And you want to keep that in mind when you're creating content. Instagram, on the other hand, it's more focused on lifestyle. So any inspirational stories, anything that, your journey to becoming a business owner, your journey to becoming a master electrician, those can all do very well on Instagram. Now, moving on to YouTube. YouTube, there are 2 formats. You have your long form YouTube videos, which if you're watching this far, this is an example of a long form video, but you also have YouTube Shorts. YouTube Shorts are great for short attention grabbing type content. So it's pretty much YouTube's answer to Facebook and Instagram Reels or to the content that you see on TikTok. So YouTube long form videos, great for walkthrough videos, explanations of different electrical concepts or how it works type content that positions you as the authority. And yes, even though TikTok tends to skew younger, you can use it to your advantage. When you are posting on TikTok, you want to use trending sounds or music. paired with educational content about safety or other quick fixes. So just keep in mind, even though you can put out longer form video on TikTok, your best bet is something shorter form. So try to stay within that 15 second clip length range. You'll be surprised how many local homeowners will find you this way. The key is to pick one or two platforms and show up consistently rather than trying to master everything at once. Start where your ideal customers are most likely to be, and then expand from there. Now, before I move on to the next topic about using social media to pre-sell, I want to share some examples from each of the platforms I just covered. So I'm going to exit out of this and let's go over to Facebook first. So on Facebook, I did a search for Los Angeles electrician, and there's a mix of types of posts and content here. So of course you see posts from different electricians, electrical service providers. But if you scroll up to the top here, we have Stacy. She's looking for a plumber and electrician referral in the Los Angeles area. So haven't really read the comments here. Let's look at these together. So you can see there are electricians who are and service providers who are responding directly in the comments. So those could be an opportunity for them. I'm not sure if they got that job or not, but that's something to keep in mind. You'll also see commonly when you're looking for different electrician related searches, you'll see posts from public groups. And those public groups are always, I suggest if you're doing organic or free posting, should be a big part of your strategy because you post great content there. Of course, you don't want it to be too salesy, but if you post great content there and it's engaging, it helps people, you're going to set a good first impression for that group. So always think about how you can take one post, and instead of just posting it to your Facebook page, posting it somewhere where many people will see it. Because your Facebook page, especially when you're starting off, the post there may not have much visibility because you don't have many followers or much engagement. Now I'm going to switch over here to an example of a before and after picture. So this is from Modern Electric, based out in Farmington, Connecticut. And you see here on the left the before picture and on the right the after picture. And this is something, again, they took these two photos at the job site. And this can be a great way to show your work. And these types of photos work very well for Facebook, but can also work for Instagram as well. Switching over to Instagram, we see Illuminati Electric. So I'm going to click play here. And they're just showing a quick clip of some recent work they have done here on a panel. You can see that they have added some audio. So that can always make it more engaging. Always great when you can pair that any type of reel that you're doing with trending audio. Now moving on to YouTube. Remember, YouTube is great for long form educational video. And Artisan Electrics, if you don't follow them, they are a shiny example of how electricians and electric service providers can use YouTube. They have over 291,000 subscribers, so you definitely don't need that many subscribers to make YouTube work for you, but you can see why they have so many subscribers when you start looking at their content. This video is actually over an hour long, and they are discussing or showing why your home might fail an EICR inspection. So they're giving you 7 reasons why. And just some things here, they are using some keywords in the title of the video. So EICR inspection, I'm sure is a keyword they're going after. But they're also using a listicle format. So 7 reasons why. So it's not an open loop. And then even in the description, you can see they are including important links. So it looks like they might have some Amazon affiliate links, which may not be very relevant for you. But they also have timestamps, and then they include links to other important properties for their brand. So you see here they have a link to their Instagram, a link to their Discord, and a link to their Facebook page, and TikTok as well. So Artisan Electrics, highly recommend checking them out if you're looking for a model on how you can use YouTube to work for you. And then as I mentioned, you also have the YouTube short format. And this is also from Artisan Electrics. And this is more of a humorous video where you can see the title is What Happens When Two Electricians Try to Lift a 130 kilogram battery. And you can see here. So I won't play the entire video, but you can see how they are kind of showcasing some of their team members' personality. And they're figuring out how they're going to lift that 130 kilogram battery. And now finally TikTok. And TikTok, again, great place for short form video and also to showcase the personality, your personality or the personality of your team members. And so here's a video from TikTok.
Each other where we
So again, I won't play the entire video, but you can see the premise is electricians be like.
You're gonna go one lower.
And you can see here on their caption, they're using some important hashtags that are relevant. Electrician, contractor, blue collar, and so forth. So again, these platforms aren't just, you have to be so buttoned up. You can also showcase your personality. So figure out how to do so. And if you're shy on video, don't worry. You're going to suck at first, but just keep putting those reps in and then eventually you'll become comfortable. Now, moving back to my content. Let's go back into presentation mode. So returning to the topic, using social media to pre-sell the job. This is where social media gets really powerful for you. It pre-sells your jobs before you even show up for the estimate. By showcasing your crew, your process, and your professionalism online, you're building trust with potential customers before they ever call you. This means when they do reach out, they're already halfway sold on hiring. One electrician I worked with started documenting his high-end lighting installations on Instagram. He found that customers who discover him through social media stop price shopping altogether. They'll say things like, I don't need other quotes. I've seen your work online and I know you're the right choice. Social content also gives you valuable material that you can repurpose in emails, text messages, and even quotes. It all works together to create a consistent impression. When someone knows, likes, and trusts you before you arrive, the close is infinitely easier. That's not just marketing, that's smart business. To make social media truly work for your business, you need to focus on building local credibility that sticks. Here's how. You can tag your city and specific neighborhoods in every single post. This helps your content appear in local searches and connects you with people nearby. Engage actively in local Facebook groups and community pages. Don't just drop your business card, actually provide value, answer questions, provide a helpful presence, and always respond to DMs, direct messages, and comments. Social media is a conversation, not a billboard. Remember that social part of it. It's social media, not just you blasting folks with your brand and your marketing. People want to talk to a human, not a faceless company. So another electrician I work with in the Phoenix area, he focused solely on his neighborhood groups for 3 months. Nothing else, just focus on specific groups. He became known as the go-to expert just by answering questions about common electrical issues. We saw that this helped, when we looked at this year over year, helped his business grow 43%. And he did not do any paid advertising. So he did not run Facebook or Instagram ads. So those are the types of opportunities that you're missing out on if you're avoiding social. And just remember, social media, again, isn't just about marketing. It's social. It's about community building. And in a service business like electrical work, your community is everything. Now here's the game changer. You don't need more jobs to create more content. You need to document the jobs that you already have. On your next service call, film the walk-up, the installation process, the wrap-up, and the final result. And if your client is willing, even film them. That could be a great testimonial that you can add across your different properties online. That's not just one post, that's a week of content from a single job. And I bet you can get even more content depending on how active you are with your photos and your video. You can turn customer reviews into quote graphics or highlight reels. Let your satisfied clients be your marketing team by capturing their testimonials on video when possible. I had a client who was struggling to keep up with social media. He was relying a lot on referrals, and then we helped him implement this approach. Now, his team documents every major installation, and they create 10 to 15 pieces of content from each project. Their posting consistency went from around twice a year to 2 to 3 times a week with less effort, not more. You don't need to work harder to create content. You just need a system to capture the great work that you're already doing. Too many electricians treat social media like it's a side hustle when it really should be a core part of your lead generation strategy. That's why my team and I here at Destiny Marketing, we developed the full circuit growth method. It's a system that helps you plug social media into a bigger marketing ecosystem. Our method connects your content, your offers, and your follow-up process into one cohesive system that drives consistent business growth. It takes you from a lack of qualified leads to whatever it is your dream outcome may be for your business through a step-by-step process. The problem with most marketing approaches is that they're fragmented. Facebook over here, your website over there. Maybe you're running some Google ads and doing some things offline, but nothing works together. But think about electrical systems. They don't work with disconnected circuits, and neither does your marketing. If your social media doesn't lead to actual jobs, it's just noise. It's all vanity. Our method ensures everything you post has a purpose in your overall business growth. If you're serious about turning social media into a job-generating machine for your business, our full circuit growth audit is the perfect first step. And this is what we do as part of that audit. We'll analyze which social channels your target audience is already using, so you don't waste time on platforms where your customers are not active. We'll identify where you're currently invisible online and calculate exactly what's that costing you in missed opportunities. We'll audit your current content, posting cadence, and conversion strategies to find quick wins and areas for improvement. You'll get a ready-to-launch content framework with zero fluff, just practical, actionable steps tailored to your business. And we'll help you determine what's worth outsourcing and what you can automate to make this sustainable. The reality is you don't need more content. You need content that actually gets you booked. That's exactly what this audit delivers. At Destiny Marketing Solutions, we help electricians like you turn job photos and quick tips into booked appointments. It's that simple. If you're ready to build a social media presence that actually generates leads instead of just consuming your time, book your full circuit growth audit today. You can visit our website here, destinymarketingsolutions.com, or schedule directly through the link that will be provided in the description. You can also give us a call at 888-846-4937. We're based in Houston, but we serve electricians nationwide. Remember, word of mouth is slow. Social media is now. Let's make it work for you. And as I promised, I wanted to end this video with an expert tip that will help you save hours while multiplying your content output. You want to reuse or repurpose absolutely everything. Turn one job into multiple pieces of content, including reels, graphics, quotes, stories, and follow-up emails. Nothing should be used just once. You can consider hiring a virtual assistant or marketing assistant, or using AI tools like ChatGPT or Perplexity or Claude.ai, among others, to help you repurpose your content in bulk. You also want to build yourself a folder of plug-and-play content templates that you can quickly customize and post in seconds. This turns social media from a daily chore into a system you can manage in batches during your downtime. I've seen electricians go from posting once a month to 3 times a week using this approach, while adding any significant time to their workflow. Social media doesn't have to be complicated. Document your work, reuse everything, and focus on consistency over perfection. That's how you build a social presence online that generates leads on autopilot. And before I end, I also like to lead with long form YouTube videos. So maybe you can have one part of your effort when you're on the job site, you can take those photos, take those short videos, but you can also create long form video content like we saw with Artisan Electrics, where you can take a long form video, that's anything between 7 to 15 minutes, if not longer. Usually those are going to be more educational, more thorough. You're going to go deeper into a topic. And then what you can do is take that long form video, you can dice it up into clips. So those clips maybe are no longer than 60 seconds a piece. Of course, with those clips, you can use on YouTube for the YouTube short format. You can use as Facebook and Instagram Reels. And of course, you can also use on TikTok. I also like to take those long form videos and transcribe them. And there are many tools out there for this. I use a tool called Descript, and you can take that transcription, plug it into a AI tool like a ChatGPT or Claude.ai, and then have that transcript repurposed into a blog. So not only do you have this video content, you have this audio content, but you can also take this and start adding more content to your website. And then to add on to that, with your video, you can extract the audio and even start your own podcast where you can use Buzzsprout to add more or develop a podcast, and every time you create a long form video.
Social media doesn't have to be complicated. Document your work, reuse everything, and focus on consistency over perfection. That's how you build a presence that generates leads on autopilot. If you found this valuable, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our upcoming video on how electricians can convert social media followers into high-paying clients. Until next time, this is Leonard Parker with Destiny Marketing Solutions, helping you power up your marketing one connection at a time.